Oh, that was a bit sudden, wasn't it? A bit abrupt of me to just shut off the music. Sorry, just drag my microphone over here. Not doing too well with the old microphone. I have been knocking it a lot, so the bracket's broken. I'll have to sort that. It's always good to start the stream having a drink, isn't it? Just to waste a bit of extra time, have a drink. It's not like anybody else evening. The day was productive in its own way, and this evening is productive in its own way as well. So I wanted to show you something, because earlier today, probably in the afternoon, evening time, there was a comment in one of the YouTube videos pointing to this analog converter, an I2S digital to analog converter, and he's wired it so it works with the Odroid Go, and he's gone in there. Oh, Josh says it's 5:43 for him. Wow, very early in the morning. So what he's done then, he's basically wired the Odroid Go to this DAC using these sort of pinouts that are here, basically. And you'll be able to see the link to this. In fact, I'll post it in the chat if necessary. And the upshot of that is basically it works. So he's pretty, I think, crash override. If you see in the actual GitHub, I think he's contributed to a lot of the stuff here, so he's really familiar with the hardware and the code. So he did. It did show what we kind of eventually gathered could happen, was where you could reconfigure the pin. So it's fantastic he's done that there, and he's shown it reconfiguring it. The only downside is there's not enough I/O ports on that header, so that you can have the automatic headphone detect. So he's going to build something in the software that will let you switch between those. So when I saw that, then I jumped back into my EagleCAD, and let's say, to cut a long story short, if you want to just hang up now, is I've designed the board, and there's the board in the forum just to sort of show people what it is. And I'm getting a bunch of boards made up, so I'm encouraging anybody to go to the Discord chat who wants to be involved in testing, or maybe thinking about buying one or whatever. As a suggestion from Crash Override, he preferred the headphone socket up in a vertical way, which puts a lot of stress on that board. You know, you could snap it here, so that's why I didn't design it with that initially, but I've dual footprinted it now, so if you want it vertical or horizontal, you can have it. And you can see it's this weird eccentric shape, because the Odroid header isn't in the middle, it's offset. So it should be nice. It should just be like a little thing, that just a little power bump over the top there. Plug your headphones in. So then there's further discussion going on now about what games are supporting, going to support stereo and things like that, which is pretty sweet. So just quickly jump into the design part, so we can close the design and show you what I've submitted. So basically it's a really simple little design. I can't remember I got the footprint for this, the PCM 5102 digital to analog converter. But the data sheet is pretty nice in terms of the reference design. So a lot of these values for capacitors and things are from the reference design. So I'm hoping they're correct. Again, I've posted it up to the internet so that hopefully the rest of the community will be able to just double check this before I print them. When I say print them, get them fabbed. But I might just get them fabbed anyway, and we just work it out. It's one or the other. Hopefully there's nothing too wrong here. I'm hoping I've got all the right address lines, for example, hooked up here to this chip, but then I think they're reconfigurable in software, so if something doesn't work, we can just tweak it a bit. The only thing I haven't checked, and now's a good point to check it, by the way, is headphone jack. Headphone jack pinout, because I'm hoping we haven't got this wrong. So the tip is the left, and the left, right, ground. Basically, you want left, right, ground. So the tip would come here. So yes, left, right, ground. Wow, that was, I'm going to say, it's not really serendipitous though, because I've done a few of these before, but I'm glad there's been some memory here about those. So that's covered. So we've got the headphone sockets. There's the two on here for the dual footprint, and then you can probably just about see on the right, depending on where that chat window is. In the old chat window, let's move it to here so you can definitely see. That's the I/O port hooked up, and again, you've got those 4 spare ports, GPIOs on the unit, and then you've got pin 9 here that's not even connected. Not connected. How annoying is that? If we had that, we could have a very simple headphone detect. Right, and there's a thing called a soft mute on this, and it's designed to be able to ramp up the volume so you don't get pops and crackles. Ooh, pardon me, let's turn that off. So that's why there's a soft mute little adjustment here, and that's in the data sheet. Hey, Mr. Jordi Soto, yes, it is take 2 exactly, and this is the final. It's the final countdown, and it's pretty simple, fortunately. So looking at the module here, you've got a lot of little capacitors, and these are sort of coupling, decoupling capacitors. Interesting enough, there is an audio ground here, but I'm going with the reference design where they're still hello. That's very enthusiastic for this early, almost early in the morning, 10 minutes to midnight. Hello. So just to show you here, it does have the ability to have an audio ground if there was noise and you wanted to really design that out with a separate ground rail, but we haven't, so we haven't bothered. And then you see all these caps are supposed to be located as near as possible to that chip, but we've gone with a bit of artistic license there on that one. So that's pretty good. We've done even a proper little sheet here, but look, hat doesn't fit in the box, but let's not worry about that. So switching over to the PCB design, just to show you what we've done with that. I like to say it's we, isn't it? It's me. I've done it. So if it's wrong, it's with me. If it's good, it's a we, and we all did it as a community, but it was me mainly. Right, this is the design of the board here. Again, on the left-hand side. So when you see your Odroid, it'll be on this side. It won't. It'll be this side. This side is where you're going to plug in the headphones, like that, into the end there, or from the top, which is that's probably going to be if I have any made, I'll have it with the side one made, but the top one's the option if you want to move it. And then it'll be just a kind of a bump that runs along here. So that's the idea of that one. Just to show you, when I was saying about the capacitors being close to the chip, that's the chip here, and you can see there's only so close you can mount these, but they're all within like as close as you can get it without having to put them on the back. I mean, it might be possible to make this even smaller if we just jam them all on the back, but then that makes them more fiddly to put together. And there is the opportunity. See you, Josh. See you. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye. There is the possibility of putting through-hole components if we wanted to make this a do-it-yourself kit. There's no through-hole, I don't think, for this amplifier. So there's a few bits that would have to still be surface mount, but interesting enough, sometimes when you put through-hole components, you get extra routes between them, so they become easier to route. So just to show you what that board will look like with the ground planes in there. I'm just double checking. There we go. So that's the board with the ground planes in there. So you can see I've not been overly aggressive with the adding ground planes to it. Maybe I should be more aggressive. I don't know really. For example, if I adjust the settings, I might be able to get this to fill in a bit more and things, but I don't know how necessary it is on this. To be honest, I'm not going to mess with it too much, and I'll probably just bring it out in the standard colours we always use, which is the blue boards. And yeah, that's it. So that's the thing. The data, what I've referred to, so if you see my GitHub and you've got Eagle, you can actually download this and have a look at the board. If you want to have a look and see if there's any issues with how I've laid out anything, or if I've put the amplifier in wrong or anything like that, you can feel free to just go in and have a look and then ping me on that one. And I've just added a little bit of history here. So this is a link to it says a manual mod was made, and that was the one on the first YouTube video we want. And then a spy option was conceived and failed, and there's 2 YouTube videos on that one. And it says this forum thread provided the answers, which is this forum here. And then there's some various links to Discord. And there's the data sheet here. And then there's the Odroid Go overview sheet and the Odroid Go I/O information sheet. So you've got pretty much everything there. So there's nothing really left to do apart from to go on to the Discord, which is here. Ooh, hello. I did that thing where you shake the mouse and it all disappears. to sort of log your interest really, because we have a we're putting together an Odroid hardcore Odroid Hat team where we're going to be I'm going to go get some boards from our friends PCB Way. Let's see, if you haven't seen them, by the way, PCB Way are could be one of the companies I'll be using to get boards with. So let's see if they can do a good job on some Odroid boards for us. And what we'll do then is I will distribute those to the community, and we'll work out getting a bill of materials all together, hand in hand, showing them out ourselves, testing the boards. If they work, great, use them. If they don't work, I'll then go and design a V2, and hopefully, I don't know, I have to speak to crashoverride a little bit more about the project. Really, I'm not that massively involved. But I will. By the way, this is something we will have to do. Is we need a firmware of all of this selected. And by the way, crashoverride here. Look, someone please let this guy know about this post. So that's very kind of him, actually, that someone's referred to it a little bit, so that he's been able to find me and reach out. But if you have a tool chain, if you've built the tool chain for the Odroid Go, it would be interesting, because we can make all these little changes ourselves, to be honest with you, as well. So we don't have to keep pestering crashoverride if we want to have the pins reconfigured because I've wired it up wrong or something. Okay, so there we go. I hope that's of some use to you. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the Discord. We'll speak to PCB Pool as well, get those boards made. I don't think I've got some boards with PCB Pool underway for the 1451 project, whatever it's called, the Commodore 64 one, and they are at 92%, so they're going to be pretty much finished soon. So I would like to give them another project to get going with. So that should be a really good opportunity for us to get these made up. So I'm just looking my window, because it says processing time with PCB Pool is PCB Way is 3 to 4 days, and then you've got maybe another couple of days shipping. So we could have these within a week, easily, within a week. Right, so if you're going to be at Play Expo London, by the way, I shall see you there. I don't know if I'm going to be doing anything to stand out from the crowd, so just come and find me. I might have my usual hoodie on or something, looking conspicuous. But again, in the Discord chat, we do have a room set up specifically for the expo if you want to meet up there. So I'll see you there. Have a good weekend if we don't speak beforehand. And as ever, thank you for watching.